That is a lovely sight, of course, the Zohra Chaudhry Stadium. Crowd pensive, realization that Bangladesh have got their backs to the wall. It's going to be a hard, tough grind to get back to par. It's going to be tested, and they'll test them with short deliveries like that.
Not a very happy reading batting card for Bangladesh from right at the top. Of course, Shanto dismissed on the very first ball. Zakir Hassan, the last player to be dismissed. But what I want to draw your attention, Shamim, to this batting card is at number 3, number 4 batters. When you know that you don't have another number 3, Mahmudul Hassan Joy, not making the cut, you don't have a Mominul Haq in the middle order as well. Would you have ever had a thought that you would probably not send Yasir Ali at number 3 or get Liton Das at number 3 or Mushfiqur at number 4 and have experience going in ahead to use those, probably have the better of the conditions to bat on day 2 rather than having a younger player going?
Absolutely with you there. You can see from the figures into his 6th match, Yasir Ali given that number 4 slot, particularly after Liton Kumar Das has such a wonderful time in across all formats. So I completely agree with you. Yasir, even when he started his career in the first or 2 the crowds have come in the latter half of the day expecting Bangladesh to put up a fight, but it's Indian domination and a continuation of the bowling by Ravichandran Ashwin. 23 of his 6 overs. Yes, that little drift almost getting underneath the bat. That's in the middle. In the blue suit is Jalal Yunus, Chairman, Cricket Committee, Bangladesh Cricket Board on either side, dignitaries from Chattogram up in the President's box. And there will be a little pensive, there will be a little worried, because the 2 selectors there, Abdur Razzaq nearest to camera, former spinner for Bangladesh and former skipper Habibul Basha. 2 selectors will have a look at what's going on in the middle and trying to sort out maybe that batting order. They'll be thinking about that Anjuman Iyer we're talking about. Also the availability of the players, the form of the current players, form of players who are regulars, particularly man whose name stands out, particularly when you're playing in Chattogram, Mominul Haq. He's got so many centuries here, a little out of sorts in terms of form at the moment. It's really not allowed the selectors to have a comfortable choice. They've been given options of some players being injured. Again, use of the feet by Shakib has to scamper back quickly.
Bowling ऐसे अंदर
61 for 4. We're talking about the problems facing Bangladesh in the top order. 9 matches, just a 1295 runs at a poor average. Have to make amends if they're going to make an impression in this format of the game. Got to get off to a solid start. Give a solid foundation. India, surprisingly, has got 1074 runs.
Talk about giving advice, Shamim. You saw yesterday when India had the 4th opening partnership in the year coming through. KL Rahul and Shubman Gill opening for the very first time in test matches. But there again, the difference has been, comparing it to Pakistan and Australia right at the top, it's so very consistent and formidable, is just because of the solidity right at the top. And in test match cricket, you want 2 players or 3 players right at the top to be rock solid, know exactly how to leave the ball, how to play situations, how to play moments in a game. And that's where probably both India and Bangladesh are challenged.
Well, instead of rock, they're more rocking, the 2 teams at the moment. And there's to stop that stutter early on. But Bangladesh had that problem more than India. Maybe India in the recent past, but unfortunately more consistent. With, oh my goodness, Jaffa, brilliant delivery, squared him up.
Umesh Yadav coming in from the same end as Mohammad Siraj was bowling earlier. KL Rahul relying on his seam bowlers to get that extra bit while the ball is still moving around a bit, especially using pace to trouble the batters. I'm not surprised. I am surprised rather that they don't have a forward short leg for Shakib Al Hasan at this point of time, or when he came in. They have a man on the drive, they have 2 slips as well, in fact 2 players on the drive.
Yes, interesting, just behind you've got the short extra there, and almost in line you can see the wideish mid off for Shakib Al Hasan. Yep, 2 for the check shot, and there's 1 straighter.
Thereby just a reminder to Shakib to watch against the short ball. Into his 6th over, Umesh Yadav. So KL Rahul has had the luxury of rotating his 3 bowlers around. 7 for Ravichandran Ashwin so far.
Interesting that persisting with the 3 bowlers, 2 pacers. Well, why not? That's a deviation down the leg side. Just rolls his wrists over and collects a couple of runs to finish that over. Bangladesh now move on to 62 for 4. That was leg by's correction. Because of the success achieved by the pace bowlers, 4 wickets between them, and the containment created by Ravichandran Ashwin, KL Rahul has not yet used any of his other options with spin. It is a continuation with Ashwin. Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel just, will be hoping they get an opportunity with the ball, maybe doing a little bit more as it gets older. Nicely whipped away, a couple of runs comfortably done. Interesting that release. I thought saw him trying to hold the carom ball or whatever he was trying to bowl there, knuckleball. No, not quite. It just seemed to be slowing down. Initially, I thought it was the delivery was going to be different. He's a bag of tricks, isn't he? All the wealth of experience over the years, knows how to adjust and adapt and tempt batters into shots of indiscretion. Pensive crowd. Quick call, good response.
My only concern or thought process over here, Shamim, is that when you bowl round the stump, is it not very easy for Mushfiqur Rahim to play the ball rather than when it's coming over the wicket? Take nothing away. Ashwin is a very skillful bowler, vastly experienced. He knows exactly what his bowling is all about. When you bowl into Shakib Al Hasan, you can understand that you're bowling round the stump, trying to get the ball to pitch and turn away from left-hander. With those three fielders around the bat, you want your... That missed Rishabh Pant. He wasn't prepared for it. Kept low, all right. It probably could have been stopped.
It's just the flashing blade of Shakib Al Hasan. Maybe got him a little out of focus, and the ball getting underneath the bat and right through. Couldn't just try to get the legs together, even though it missed the gloves, but the ball was quickly through for 4 byes. Again, use of the feet. 71 for 4. Another little partnership, a long way to go, only 15 runs. Somehow they need Bangladesh to just steady the rocking boat. It's been ferocious bowling. Mushfiqur Rahim thinking of a run, not there. Zakir Hassan, the debutant, did well in leaving a lot of the deliveries, as you can see, versus the paces, shouldering arms, leaving the bat behind, and let many balls go from both bowlers, and eventually he was tempted into a little poke. And that is the thing that you could learn. You've got to learn that you will be outsmarted by the bowlers in their effort to keep on pegging away in one area, and eventually you succumb. Difference between maybe an experienced player not falling into that trap and the youngster. But all credit to the bowlers for sustainment of that area of attack, and then enticement to get a poke and the feather to the keeper. Still some time for play to continue. 20 overs after this remaining today.
Drinks approaching possibly in another 3 deliveries. Might see Akshar Patel into the attack after the drinks break. You certainly want to give the last hour to your spinners, utilizing these conditions.
Mushfiq just extends his arms. Does get a bit of bat to it, quite a bit of bat to it, but eventually finds the fielder in the deep. He will, Mushfiqur Rahim will try and take every opportunity to get the runs. Anything wide, he's not going to let go. He's very, very compact player normally. Does have that little spring in his step. Goes to the line of deliveries quite quickly. Shakib Al Hasan, I feel a little out of touch still. Not really timing the ball properly, not getting the full face of the bat to the ball. And Anjum, you said that once the ball was off the bat, it just didn't sound sharp enough.
It wasn't the meaty part of the bat that he was meeting the ball yet. He's just got 3 of 23, and all of them have been forcing the pace, trying to get the bowler off his mark.
Pitches it further up, does well to put it away. 24 overs of the innings have been completed. It's 74 for 4, and I think it's also time for a drinks break.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Lawman page 3. Be the star.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
The Indian bowlers have been absolutely superb in the first 24 overs of this Bangladesh first innings. The top 4 all on. Starts for the debutant Zakir Hassan, who looked good at times, and for Liton Das. Najmul Hossain Shanto went first ball. Yasir Ali as well went early in the piece. It's now left to their leading run scorer in Test, Mushfiqur Rahim, and third leading run scorer in Test matches for Bangladesh, Shakib Al Hasan, and captain to get them out of another hole. Let's go through the wickets. First ball of the innings, great delivery from Mohammad Siraj. Had to play really, Najmul Hossain Shanto. Second time on this tour he's been nicked off. First ball of the innings happened in the first ODI. Second time to Mohammad Siraj. He's so good against left-handers. Umesh Yadav ripping through Yasir Ali with a bit of pace and a bit of low bounce. Big inside edge, sent the leg stump cartwheeling, and immediately Bangladesh were on the back foot because of the efforts of India's seamers, who've looked menacing. Third wicket of the innings was Mohammad Siraj. Bit of chat just before that to Liton Das. Maybe that played on his mind, bit of low bounce as well. Siraj got a third soon after, round the wicket, the angle causing problems for Zakir Hassan, who'd left so well. He just poked to that one, didn't move his feet at all. Good bit of bowling. The young man, I'm sure, will learn from that. Before that, he had played pretty well. So Bangladesh, the match situation, trailing by 330 still. And the first job is going to be to get past the follow-on score, which is still in itself 130 runs away. First look at left arm wrist spin. Kuldeep Yadav back into the test side. His first test match since the second test against England last year in Chennai. Immediately finds a bit of turn, but just the wrong line. Interesting that he'd come into the attack before Akshat Patel. Atta?
The skipper from India, KL Rahul, feels that Kuldeep Yadav is the one who can come in and put some pressure. Two very experienced campaigner, one of the...
Chance gone. Second ball. Kuldeep Yadav strikes. Wonderful bit of bowling from the left arm wristman. A bit of turn. But Shakib Al Hasan trying to hit against the spin. It's a risky shot. It's proved his downfall.
Well, I said it was really good captaincy from KL Rahul. We were anticipating perhaps the Akshat Patel to come into the attack. Have a look at this. He's picked up a wicket of the second delivery of his very first over. Really good decision to bring him on and to see him send back Shakib Al Hasan for 3. Bangladesh in all sorts of trouble. It's 75 for 5.
The wicketkeeper Nurul Hassan comes in at number 7, averaging 26 in 7 test matches. This is 8th with 3 50s. 2 of those 50s came against the West Indies in their last series. He did well on that tour. Off the mark straight away, off the stumps, and he clips it away to the boundary.
Yeah, he likes playing strokes, and he'll not miss out on any opportunity. This is his very first delivery, and he sees that it's a short one. The ball coming into the right-hander, and he's clipped that away for a boundary. Now, you also mentioned earlier the dismissal of Shakib Al Hasan. Someone like Shakib Al Hasan just going down the track of in the very first over from Kuldeep Yadav without having a good look at it.
Oh, did he get an inside edge there? India think so. Are they going to send this upstairs? Big discussion. KL Rahul, the man to make the decision. No, he doesn't think so. Kohli thought so, that's for sure.
Now, did I hear 2 sounds? It's a little bit full on the offside. Oh yeah, it's missed the bat. And also perhaps the impact outside the off stump.
Bat may have just scraped the ground there, or the boots possibly to have made 2 noises. There was an appeal there. It could have been reviewed for LBW as well, possibly outside the line. And that is the googly. What a start by Kuldeep Yadav.
It just shows that there's a lot of more purchase for a wrist spinner. He's turning the ball right, left and center. This has gone the wrong way. And Noor Hassan had no clue. It's turning out to be a very good first over from Kuldeep Yadav.
Oh, that's close. Hasn't bounced much. Had a long think about that, Michael Goff. Question is it hitting enough of leg stuff for it to be sent upstairs? That's the discussion right now. Yep, they're going to go upstairs for this one. Interesting.
TV umpire director. We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on first? Thanks. Front on coming up. Okay, it doesn't appear to be bat involved, although it does. Ball passes close to the edge of the bat. Can I have ultra edge, please, next? Ultra edge coming up. Got a flat line as the ball passes. Thank you. There is no bat involved. Could I have ball tracking, please, when ready? Michael, ball tracking coming up. It's pitching outside off. Impact is in line. And wickets is umpire's call. You'll be staying with your original not out decision. I'll let you know when you're on screen to confirm. Signal now.
Third umpire, Chris Brown, giving you the information there. Umpire's call. Not a bad review, that. They keep the review. There is a bit more of a discussion going on between the umpires and some of the Indian players. Virat Kohli walked up to Michael Goff, the standing umpire there, just to inquire about something. Can't argue with the decision, though, can you? Because we've seen that it's not hitting enough of leg stump for the decision to be overturned. Not too sure what the debate was about there. 79 for 5. Just checking here to see whether there was an inside edge onto the pad. The ball then popped up. Did it clip the glove? Now, a little murmur there. We'll have to see another angle, I think. But there is a murmur on ultra edge. That was caught.
RJ, can you just
by short leg Shubman Gill, who I think is appealing for the catch. He's convinced. Shubman Gill straight away knew. He threw the ball up. He was appealing for caught at bat pad.
And it was actually Virat Kohli who really went in and said that, hang on, you got to have another look. He missed the bat, but on the way up, have a look at the ball, and you just wait for the flick there. No, because the bat, look at the ball. If you look at the left, the screen on the left, it's away from the gloves. But that does it? Hang on, because the bat is nowhere near the ball on the right of the screen or nowhere near the gloves. He should be fine.
Yeah, there was a murmur there, but it wasn't from the ball hitting the glove or the bat. Something else. You can see, look, as it rolls on, there's constant noise there. But that ball does not look like it's gone anywhere near the glove or bat, in fact. Looked from that angle that it might have done, but again, a point that Sanjay made before. Sometimes you can look at one angle, looks like the ball there was close to the glove. In fact, it's nowhere near it. They're going to keep looking at this, keep rocking and rolling, but I don't think there's any evidence whatsoever that the ball has hit a glove or a bat. Nowhere near, in fact. Ultra edge causing us a few problems there with the constant noises and murmurings. It wasn't, crucially, the ball hitting the bat or the glove. Well, after all that, I think we can have a sit down, chill out. 79 for 5. All right, a lot of drama at the end of that over. Now we can just settle back into a bit of pace bowling and a bit of a slower rhythm. Bangladesh have a lot of work to do here just to get up to follow on target. I'm sure Nurul Hassan, his heart rate's just starting to come down now after that start to his innings. Appeals all over the place.
Yeah, just going back to the dismissal of Shakib Al Hasan, facing the second delivery of a new over, and he's gone down the wicket and playing against the spin, because once he did go down, he could not reach to the pitch of the delivery, so it gave the ball ample time to turn away. Gets the outside edge and into the slips. Big wicket, big wicket.
You also got to give KL Rahul credit as well for bringing Kuldeep on ahead of Akshar Patel. Obviously had a gut feeling that the wrist spin would be more dangerous. It certainly was in that first over. Hit his rhythm straight away, Kuldeep Yadav. It's noticeable actually in the third ODI which he played here, which gave him a bit of a run out before the test matches. Not many of the Bangladesh right-handers were able to pick him. Googly went past the outside edge on a handful of occasions. Expecting a straight line here, judging by that field. Or a bouncer, which gets put away well by Nurul Hassan. Swiveled, kept it down.
If you want to bowl short, you got to get it a little bit higher. It set up nicely for Nurul Hassan, who just come in the crease. Yeah, it's just around the chest. You got to get it above the shoulder. So once again, easy pickings off the back foot. It was aerial, but away from the closing fielders on the onside.
Yadav, 1 for 33 into his 8th over. Just a bit of a change in plan now for India with the softer ball. 2 players on the drive, very straight on either side of the wicket. Just the one slip in. We saw Khalid Ahmed bowl really well with this kind of a field when India were batting. That one carried through a bit more, 85 for 5. A lot depends on Mushfiqur Rahim for Bangladesh, their leading run scorer in Test cricket. He's in good form too. 200s in his last 3 innings in Test cricket, including 100 here in the Zahar Ahmed Chowdhury Stadium. That was similar to the LBW appeal in the previous over, just a bit more down leg side. They get through for a leg bye.
As Bangladesh have struggled, the top order, but would you believe it? Most century stands for 5th wicket and lower in Test in the last 18 months. Bangladesh are right at the top. 800 plus stands, 750 plus stands.
Come on, let's go.
So there is still hope.
Googly, but picked by Rahim. Fabulous Test career, 5,254 runs, healthy average of 38, 25 50s, 900s, 3 double hundreds amongst those 9 centuries. Well, that has kept a bit low. He liked playing India as well. Got 100 the last time these two met here, 2010. Might want to get forward to that one. Plays the sweep very well. Work to do on the boundary. Umesh Yadav comes around well. Just one.
He's pretty good against spin. It will be crucial for Bangladesh, but it's important that someone else with Mushfiqur Rahim plays a big part in terms of partnership. Bangladesh in search of a partnership.
Dragged down, put away by Nur Al Hassan. It's been a bright start by him. 3 boundaries in his first 8 deliveries. It's 91 for 5. Well, that's never a good sight, is it? Just before 4 p.m. local time, the light meters are already out. It's a bit hazier today than it was the other day. And it's our first look at Akshar Patel. What a start to his Test match career. 6 matches from Akshar Patel. And he's taken 39 wickets at a stunning average of 12. Unbelievable start. 29 wickets, 27 wickets rather, in 3 games against England. This might be his kind of pitch. Bowls with a bit more pace than Ashwin and Kuldeep. Will target the pads and the stumps of the right-handed batters.
Yeah, we were expecting him to come a little bit earlier. That's the last boundary. Again, it's a short one, sits up nicely, gets the treatment.
It's well run, but you could see the curvature on that ball heading in towards middle stump. There's the haze that I mentioned earlier. It was a lot clearer yesterday, and that might affect visibility. The lights now you can see are fully on. They're needed a lot more today than they were yesterday. Still doesn't look dark out there though, at all. It's a good accurate start this, as you often see from Akshar Patel. Bit of turn. Beats Ashwin though. They're going to be coming back for two here very comfortably. So Akshar Patel's just bowled his first over in Test cricket outside of India. 94 for 5. Nurul Hassan has got 15 off just 11 balls. He's been positive. That's what Bangladesh need. Oh, quick single. Throw was off target from Ashwin. Smoky, isn't it? Very smoky and hazy. Gives a bit of a spooky atmosphere. Bangladesh batters spooked at the moment by the Indian bowlers.
A strong leg side field, but he still managed to pick up a single. Yateshwar Pujara is the stand-in captain because KL Rahul is off the field. He should be back soon. There he is. And if you have that strong cordon of fielders on the onside, you leave open spaces on the offside. Only 3, one in slip and a cover and mid-off. So if he doesn't get it right, so runs to be scored, especially the singles, just keep rotating the strike, just settles the pressure.
Oh, don't want to miss that one. Pinned on the back foot, Nurul.
It was Fuller, wasn't he? But he decided to play deep from the crease.
Bit of French cricket there. Oh, that's aerial. Was that dropped? Or did it not quite get to Ashwin?
Looking at the reaction from the bowler, he feels that it might have just carried on.
Again on the stumps. Kuldeep Yadav. 97 for 5. Bangladesh guilty of spurning a few chances in the field. Have India just spurned one as well. Ravi Ashwin mid-on. Very casual, wasn't he? Feel like he could have come in a bit quicker than that.
He went straight. Just couldn't come a little bit forward because it died down in front of him.
Yeah, it didn't carry, but you'd still call that a chance, wouldn't you? Because it didn't carry because he didn't move forward to turn it into a chance.
And it was not hit hard, so he had ample time to get in a good position instead of just hanging back.
Looked like he thought it was going to carry a lot more comfortably than it did, and he got in a very awkward position in the end. Just the one half blemish from India so far. On paper, though, you could say it didn't carry. You could say it wasn't a drop. Maiden over, 97 for 5.
India compiling 404 runs, really putting the pressure on the Bangladeshis once they came into bat. Really pegged back. Overs remaining 14 overs. The floodlights are on. Natural light diminishing. Umpires already had a look. The light, there's enough brightness out there to carry on. But this is going to be a tough period of play for the Bangladeshis. Nurul Hassan on a quick fire, 16 of 16. And Mushfiqur Rahim has held one up quite comfortably. Well, difficult time for the batters now, Hoggy.
Going to play from the crease and then every now and then come out and play like that. Kuldeep is going to be all over you. Nurul has to find the answers very quickly. Kuldeep's got him playing from the crease. Nearly got him LBW. Also nearly beat the bat a couple of times.
The intricacies of left arm wrist spin. Who better to talk about it than my fellow commentator Brad Hogg?
Kuldeep has bowled a couple that are landed on the stumps, turning into the right-hander, then the odd one that's wide of the off stump.
That one was just coming in, possibly a bit of bat. Did not interest the umpire despite that appeal. Here a couple of balls ago. Interesting that call.
This is just landed on off stump. Beautiful bowling. Looking for the inside edge to field those close infielders on the leg side, but also setting that delivery up for a wrong and down the track. Like that on that same line. 97 for 5.
Bangladesh off to the best possible start, you can say, of an innings with losing Shanto of the very first delivery, and then they've been really pegged back. Regular fall of wickets. 5 down at 97. Mushfiqur Rahim has got to bring in all his expertise and his experience to play out the remaining time today.